It's a completely rigged system. Who initiates a divorce 80% of the time?
Women.
This is why feminism is so pernicious, because it incentivizes women to marry you and then divorce you.
Women with successful careers divorce at a much lower rate, but it's not for the reason you think. When the breadwinner status flips, so does the cost of leaving. Is alimony the new glue for modern marriage? Let's look at the data she didn't see coming.
Hello.
Hi.
I just have a question about what do you think women should be doing if you do believe that we are supposed to be submissive and following a role of the husband, which I do believe in Catholicism, having the man as a leader. But I do believe in having an education, which is why I'm here at the University of Florida. And so I just want your opinions on that.
So I understand that we live in a different world. I understand that inflation is high, cost of living is high. You need a dual income a lot of the times to make it. But what I say is, like, I think women should be prioritizing a family and finding a guy over school.
She believes women should be in traditional roles, submissive, taking care of the home. But she also believes in the modern view where women should have careers and education. And to be fair, she's right. Dual income households are now a financial necessity for most families. That's not ideology, that's math. We can all agree it is hard to live on one income due to wage stagnation relative to inflation.
I'm not saying, like, don't go to school at all, but I think that women put way too much of an emphasis on education, traveling, being a whore, partying, and having their fun, right? Girls just want to have fun. There's a reason why that song was a hit song since the 1980s, etc. And men are like a distant, like, 6th or 7th place. Like, in my first book, I talk about this. Like, most women, when you ask them, like, hey, peg your priorities, like, men in a relationship and marriage is like 6th, 7th place. And it's only until women get older that they start to change their priorities. But by then, a lot of the times, they're not in a commanding space to get a certain caliber of guy anymore, right? If you're a 30-year-old woman, right, who's dated around, make $100,000 a year, etc., you're not going to be the same as a guy that makes $100,000 a year that's 30 years old, right? Like, men respond to different things than women do. And I think one of the biggest lies we tell women is that, like, getting a career, getting an education is going to be the path to finding a guy. And quite frankly, it actually hurts you by doing that.
Well, I still believe in getting an education, but there is over 50% of marriages that do get divorced. So when it comes to those situations and you have single mothers, most of the time, I mean, you have single mothers and alimony, which is not guaranteed. So during that time, should a woman be
Well, also
working?
keep in mind, who initiates a divorce 80% of the time?
Women.
It's the women. So
She understands marriages end at a rate of 50% overall. But she doesn't realize that women who stay at home to raise children divorce at a higher rate than that. An amazing statistic. Women with more successful careers divorce at a much lower rate. Part of it is because they have to pay alimony. That's the real argument. And here's how real it is. According to the American Academy of Matrimonial Lawyers, women now account for 45% of alimony payers in cases involving high-earning wives. That's up from just 5% in 1990. When the financial cost of leaving flips, so does the incentive to stay. That's not love holding the marriage together. That's math. Have families stay together for the right reasons, not because the exit is too expensive.
If you do believe in the sacrament of marriage, like in Catholicism, then you wouldn't believe in divorce and you'd believe in seeking resources instead.
yeah, that's an ideal situation, but women always reserve the right to be Christian and Catholic until they're not happy anymore in the relationship, and then they become secular for a couple months, initiate the divorce, then they go back. You know what I mean? So divorce is heavily incentivized in our society. And there's an entire industry behind it. We're talking about family court lawyers, judges, court systems. It's a billion-dollar industry.
She's speaking in ideals. And after watching hours of relationship content, a clear pattern emerges. Women speak and think in ideals. The ideal man, the ideal relationship. It puts blinders on them to reality. They can't interact with the world correctly because they operate from ideals, not reality.
Women have been proven to be more intelligent on average.
Most geniuses are men.
And
Most inventions were created by men. A lot of the modern conveniences you enjoy were made by men. The microphone you're using was made by a man. The stand was made by a man. All of this stuff was made by men. Women don't really contribute to the same degree as men do when it comes to infrastructure and inventions. The civilized life that you enjoy nowadays was created by men predominantly.
She says women have been proven smarter than men. That's a polarizing statement. The reality? Women are calmer because they don't have testosterone. They remain composed, less distracted, can study more, seemingly more studious. But here's the data. According to USPTO data, men account for roughly 87% of U.S. inventor patentees as of 2019. That's up from 95% male in 1980, meaning women's share grew from 5% to 13%. Yet women today, despite being more educated and earning more for the last 60 years, still choose job fields that aren't critical for infrastructure. They prefer supporting roles. HR, nursing, teaching. She's rejecting the argument because she feels disenfranchised, not because data supports it. She's misinformed. Men aren't high achievers because society favored them. Men are naturally higher achievers because of hormones, neuroplasticity, intrinsic motivation, all that drives accomplishment. Men have to achieve to build a family. Without accomplishing, you have nothing.
College campus. The real world is very similar.
So you're saying that men, like you were saying before, they should go to the gym and they should better themselves to
Absolutely.
attract more women.
Absolutely.
Yes, I agree with that.
Absolutely. But a lot don't.
Myron is correct. Men need to perform better for themselves, improve so women will admire them. It only works when women admire men, because women naturally want somebody better than them in most ways, someone they can respect. If a man is simping, he's giving free attention and adoration away, and he can't evolve the relationship to be successful. Men evolve through self-improvement, going to the gym, building wealth, attaining a career, learning new skills and abilities. Men are motivated to improve. When women hold themselves to a higher standard, the data reflects a cultural shift here. Marriage rates among adults 18 to 44 have dropped from 59% in 1995 to 53% in 2019, according to Pew Research.
I mean, chivalry is dead and women killed it.
So do you feel that it is solely because of women that it's dead?
It's a big contributor to the destruction of chivalry, yes. It's not the only thing. You know, you can make other arguments.
And how do you feel that, like, what exactly did women do? I'm curious.
Say that again?
What exactly did women do to have chivalry die on their behalf?
Because men that treat women chivalrously typically are not rewarded for that. They're punished for it. There's a reason why the phrase, nice guys finish last, is extremely popular and it stood the test of time.
A woman's value was and is to be a vital family member. Modern feminism has inverted these traditions. Men valued women who were clean, kind, fit, who cared for family and kids. That's what every man wants intrinsically. The student wants freedom and options, to work or stay home. But here's what the data actually shows. A 2023 peer-reviewed study by Krosno and colleagues found something striking. Women who remained single and childless into their 30s reported the lowest life satisfaction by their 50s, while women who had taken on at least one family role reported higher satisfaction and fewer depressive symptoms decades later. A 2014 Norwegian study of over 18,000 first-time mothers found this. Life satisfaction peaks around age 28, then it declines. First-time mothers at 38 or older report the lowest satisfaction. The data shows a consistent pattern of regret among women who delayed family formation. Life moved on without them. At the end of the day, ideals don't pay the bills, and they don't stop a divorce. Whether it's the alimony paradox or the meritocracy gap, reality always wins. But the alimony paradox is just the surface. The deeper question is, why are men leaving the dating market entirely? And whether the red pill is the cause or just the symptom. That answer is already on your screen. Click right here.